Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Ongoing reforms will lead to stronger economy, says Tinubu. National Research Fund, Varsity's multipurpose labs get 13 billion naira. Witness, Emefiele ignored Buhari's approval in naira printing. DSS warns protesters with sinister motive. Why ethnic politics is a ticking time, by Jonathan. And I believe in council autonomy, Kwara governor affirms. Okay, which story?
So the major headline, the president has said that ongoing reforms will lead to a stronger economy. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had said this in the morning during the national broadcast to mark Democracy Day. And he went ahead to reassure citizens that his administration's policies will provide access to economic opportunities and fair compensation for all. He also acknowledged the difficulties, saying that reforms were necessary for a balanced and diversified economy. And according to him, he says long-term growth cannot be achieved without sacrifice. He underscored his administration's commitment to democracy and cooperation, where he went about citing the negotiation of a new national minimum wage with labor without threats. He said something here, and I quote, he said, yet there are necessary repairs required to fix the economy over the long run so that everyone has access to economic opportunities, fair play and compensation for his endeavor and labor. And as we continue to reform the economy, I'll always listen to the people and never turn back on you. In this spirit, we have negotiated in good faith and with open arms with organized labor on a national minimum wage. They will soon be sending the bill to the National Assembly to enshrine what has been agreed upon as part of our law for the next 5 years or less. And he says his administration is not about a dictatorship, dictatorial ship, something that he listens. And that's why he has not arrested anybody in this cause of discussing the minimum wage. He has broken bread with the NLC and TUC. They are still talking about it. He's giving everybody a fair hearing because he will make a decision that would, move with the tenets of democracy at the end of the day. I'm sure we're going to be talking about his speech a lot more, yeah.
So the National Research Fund, Varsity's multipurpose labs, gets 13 billion naira. So our president has approved 13 billion naira for the National Research Fund and the provision of central multipurpose laboratories in selected universities. The Minister of Education, Tahir Mamman, was announced this yesterday at the Abuja during the inauguration of the reconstituted TET Fund National Research Fund screening. He received the report on the TET Fund and had her committee on equipment. He said that the federal government has was ready to provide equipment for the research in the country. President Tinubu's approval of the 5 billion naira for NRF and 8 billion for central purpose laboratories underscores his commitment to advancing research for national development. This is good work because some of this research is what we needed during COVID. And it's important that our universities are properly funded to be able to lead in certain research and help our country in general.
Okay. So I have the ethnic politics is a ticking time bomb by the former President Goodluck Jonathan. He said that the ethnic politics is a ticking time bomb dangerous for democracy. He said this at a lecture marking the 25th anniversary of unbroken civil rule. He said that an increasing reliance on ethnic politics as the baseline for winning power is inimical to national unity and harmony. He urged leaders to demonstrate commitment to inclusivity, accountability, and transparency, stressing that these virtues are critical to building a nation where every voice is heard and every citizen is empowered. So what he's trying to say is we should all try and include every region, and we shouldn't be based, politics should not be based on religion and ethnicity. It shouldn't be biased. If not, it's going to just wreck down the country, this democratic.
So I have the Department of State Services, DSS, yesterday alerted the public over planned protests by certain individuals and groups in parts of the country today. The Director of Public Relations and Strategic Communications, DSS National Headquarters, Abuja, Dr. Peter Afnaya, made this known in a statement yesterday. According to his statement, he said that the protests are designed with sinister objectives to coincide with the Democracy Day celebration. He said, while citizens may have the right of assembly and expression, such should not be used to undermine public safety and national security and safety. He said attempts by some non-state actors to incite mass disaffection through demonstrations may turn violent, that it will not be tolerated. He also encouraged displeased persons to channel their grievances through the proper channels and right channels and procedures. Also yesterday, the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Adekoke, assured residents that robust measures have been put in place to safeguard lives and properties and to maintain a peaceful environment for lawful activities. They spoke in anticipation of the potential disruption of commercial activities and traffic congestion by protesters that was planned today. He said any attempt to undermine this right will attract legal consequences. So yes, that because they don't want any form of problems, distraction, fights, anything that will cause chaos today.
Okay, the Punch. Democracy Day, Tinubu hails Abiola, others warns against anti-democratic forces. Tinubu AU mourn Malawi Vice President, others killed in plane crash. Lagos urges caution as cholera kills 5 and 60 people hospitalized. UK varsity offers expelled Nigerian students flight support. Data breach, FG fines 4 banks, others 400 million naira. Supreme Court begins sitting as states counter FG on local government funds. Dangote Refinery commences PMS supply in July. Lagos Calabar Highway, FG reroutes mega project, slashes lanes to 6. Okay, let's take one story.
Yes, so Teesside University in the United Kingdom has announced a new initiative to support Nigerian students facing severe financial difficulties by funding their flights home, as reported by the BBC on Tuesday. We know how the story has been playing out. Students who were not able to pay their fees as a result of the inflation happening in our country, the devaluation of the naira. It's affecting their ability to pay up their fees, and the school is saying that we cannot take it anymore. We were told that they had given them 7 months prepayment, 7 times prepayment installment plan for their payments. They now shrunk it to 3 times. And, based on what was happening in Nigeria, it affected how they are able to pay. And so they decided to kick them out of school. I think there was a time we took it in the papers, and I was saying that the government can actually intervene by appealing to the school. Now, a local food charity reported that 75% of the clients are now Nigerian students, saying that the extent of their financial hardship is really tough, and that's why they are patronizing them, so to speak. Now, the school is saying we can give you people transport to go home instead of just loitering around when you are no longer in school, since you are not able to pay your fees anymore. It's just
sad. It's just
very
painful.
sad.
Okay, let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. Yes, has a story.
Okay, so I have the story of Dangote. Sorry, excuse me. He said Dangote Refinery shifts petrol supply to July. He said the Dangote Refinery has said its plan to release premium motor spirit into the market this month will no longer be possible. There was a talk between the governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, and him, where he said that that the petrol from 650,000 barrels per day capacity refinery will be out in July. Dangote said that this was due to some minor challenges, and that in his word, he said we had a bit of delay, but PMS will start coming out by 10th to 15th of July. But then we want to keep it in the tank to make sure that it settles. So by the 3rd week of July, we'll be able to come out to take it into the market. Then there's some reactions from Nigerians. There's this Facebook user, his name is Anthony He, said it was not easy to have such a huge investment. You are trying, sir, and it will fly. We need more people like you to do more here in Nigeria, not abroad. Nobody is a saint. Then another person said anything that will make an average Nigerian happy is always a problem to get in Nigeria. Then another one said, when you know your refinery isn't ready, why rush to declare it open? Now it's over 1 year with story upon story. And then
Nigeria. Okay, so Nigeria. I have the data protection story. It says the Nigeria Data Protection Commission has said more than 1,000 financial institutions, schools, insurance companies, and consultancy firms are currently undergoing investigations for various degrees of breaches of citizens' data. This was at the Commission's National Commissioner, Vincent Olatunji, revealed that 4 major banks and 3 other institutions face sanctions and incurred fines totaling 400 million naira for infractions relating to breaches of citizens' data. He revealed this at an interactive session with journalists to mark the first year, the one-year anniversary of signing into law of the Nigerian Data Protection Commission Act by President Tinubu in Abuja. Yes. He also said that, that the legislation allows Nigerians to seek redress from any form of data breach, stipulating that citizens' data is processed in a fair, lawful, and accountable manner. He further emphasized that the nation's data ecosystem has surpassed the value of 10 billion naira. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, 10 billion naira due to the multiplier effect of assenting to the bill. Yes. He stressed that the Commission's commitment to safeguarding citizens' data by global best standards and practices, deeming it essential for ensuring its safety, security, and protection. He also said that cumulatively, we have had over 1,000 reports of data breaches between the time we started and now. That the figure is low because of low level of awareness among citizens. So I think it will be important for citizens, you know, to be made aware of their rights.
Yeah.
Yes, and especially
also
when
to help enforce it.
to enforce it, especially when engaging with banks, financial institutions, everything that you know it should be done in a certain, safe manner.
This is the work of media. Okay, moving on now. Our president has extended his condolences to the president of Malawi, President Lazarus Chakwera, and the people of Malawi in general over the loss of their vice president, Salus Chilima, and other officials who died in a plane crash a few days ago. On Tuesday, our president announced, the Malawian president announced that the plane was finally found, but unfortunately there were no survivors in the crash. Really painful. I think there were about 9 of them. So the president reacted and sent a statement to Malawi through his special advisor on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngalali, stating he's expressing his condolences. Really sad story.
Really sad.
His soul rest in peace.
Amen.
Moving on quickly now to Daily Sun. Democracy Day, Jonathan cautions Tinubu and Shettima. Tinubu pays tribute to Abiola, Kanu, Kokori, Yar'Adua, Gani, and others. Nigeria's democracy faces crisis as public confidence fades, Masari warns. FG suspends PEMSEC over alleged sexual harassment. Yes. Cholera kills 5 in Lagos, and gunmen kill 2 policemen guard in Imo community. Okay?
Yeah, so I think the major headline there, it's an addition to the story that Ramato had taken already, but this is a different angle. So former President Goodluck Jonathan has cautioned that the prevailing winners-take-all approach to politics in Nigeria is detrimental to political injustice or political justice and unity. Speaking as chairman of the National Symposium to mark Democracy Day at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, yesterday, he emphasized the need for a more inclusive system where parties that perform well at the polls are given a role in governance. So he says that all this one that we winner-takes-all sort of approach, where if this political party wins, the other political parties are abandoned.
Yeah.
They are not, called in to consult and everything, should stop. That we should find a way to get, especially people who meet up to 40%, of the votes in election. There are some sort of winners as well. We can find a way to work with them. So I don't know how this is going to work because I don't know any other country that practices this. But like we always say here, we can always divide or devise something that works for us. We can, take this democracy that we preach about and model it into a way that it's unique to us. Yes. So if that is going to work and the other political parties who do not make it at the end of the day can swallow their pride and understand that this is for Nigeria, they can come together, work together.
Hired some people from other parties. I think it's important for us. But you see, I don't even think our democracy has matured to the point where
right?
Trust, because we're always having trust
issues. Yeah, and everybody thinks their own idea is better than mine.
We are going to actually undermine our own objectives. So it depends. It's all about the mind, and that takes time to.
We can even stop the competitiveness and see us work as a team to be better.
Another story.
I have the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Maitama Tuga, has written to the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mr. Yemi Esan, over allegation of sexual harassment leveled against the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Adamu Lamuwa. The sexual harassment allegation against Lamuwa emanated from Mrs. Simisola Ajayi, one of the aides of the minister. It's not good. Lamuwa had served as Nigeria's ambassador to the Republic of Senegal with concurrent accreditation to the Islamic Republic of Mauritania before his appointment as Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He said he joined the service in 1993. Sugar in the letter dated May 27 said he was compelled to write him. To inform the head of service of a former complaint against him of the allegations. Bearing in mind the gravity of the matter, I feel it necessary to draw your attention to it and to ask that you handle it accordingly. Well, in the meantime, Daily Sun gathered that the minister has been told to step down as of last Friday, and that the past Nigerian ambassador to Cuba, Okoyen, has assumed office in acting capacity as of Monday. If asked that if Lamuna was found guilty, what will happen? It was said that he will face the wrath of the law.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me take very quickly, because we hardly take stories where police are actually victims. So gunmen have killed 2 mobile police operatives in Imo State on Tuesday. The Imo State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Aboki Dangjuma, said he would track down the killers. And the spokesman also said the same thing. He said the tragic incident happened on Tuesday by hoodlums, suspected to be members of IPOB and its armed affiliates, the Eastern Security Network, ESN, who attacked the operatives in their numbers, firing sporadically. The operatives fought gallantly, but unfortunately 2 personnel and a civilian fatally hit. Really, so they're going to definitely look and ensure they bring these people to book.
Okay, so I have the story for the cholera outbreak that
in Lagos.
Yes, that has killed 5 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Island.
Island people.
Adams, what's going on?
Lekki side. Yes, water is very bad. Yes. So the Commissioner of Health, Akin Abayomi, warned that the state had recorded an excess report of severe gastrointestinal 30 cases in the last 48 hours. He said the outbreak resulted in about 60 hospital admissions and 5 deaths, recorded mainly from patients presenting late with extreme dehydration. So these are the symptoms of cholera, include severe watery diarrhea, vomiting, rapid dehydration, muscle cramps, fever, and sometimes collapse. So he said that the treatment options for cholera could include dehydration using oral rehydration salts for mild to moderate dehydration, and then sometimes intravenous fluids are used when it's very, very critical. So please, Nigerians, take note of all those.
Especially now that it's midterm. Kids, people should tell them
very
careful. Yeah.
Vanguard, our final paper this morning, June 12, current challenges being used to impair democracy. Dangote Refinery postpones commencement of petrol supply to July. 24 senators without bill. Bills not only yardstick for assessing lawmakers, LP and others say. Why foreign investments aren't driving economic development in Nigeria, says Mogalu. Jonathan to Tinubu, build democracy that will reduce frictions. Okay, let's just take a couple of stories and we run off.
Yes, so former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Professor Kingsley Mogalu, yesterday said that it's a mirage to think foreign investments would drive economic development in the country when some basic things are still missing in the system. So he urged the Nigerian leaders to stop wasting scarce public resources junketing across the globe to look for foreign investors. He said this while delivering the 5th Author Mbanefo lecture titled Education and National Development. So he says that what we have is an absence of a skilled workforce on what he called the not fit for purpose education of the education system in Nigeria. He says in his words, the strength of a failure of every nation depends on the strength or failure of its education. It is the foundation for development and unfortunately is not a priority in our country. We talked about the allocation of the sector in the budget has been revolving around 5 to 6% since, short of the recommended figure, which is about 15%. And then he asked the question, what is the purpose of education? He says that education goes beyond literacy. Education is for economic development. It is for building national identity and good citizenship. And he cited an example. He said, if you see somebody who is going to Mainland Bridge to steal all of the gadgets that are used there, you know that even if the person had gone to school, the school passed through the person. The person did not really get education. And that it's unfortunate that we're still working with the curriculum of 1969, that we have not found a way to do education in our country to solve our problems. We are still using the colonial master's template for education. He made a very valid point, and I would like people to really read it. I've always said this. I'm an educationist by profession, first of all. And I've always said that our education is not tailored to solving our problems. Recently, I saw a machine that was just invented to weave hair. We have been the ones doing cornrow. We cannot invent something to weave hair. No, you both still do and can't give us. And we are all going to school.
That is all we can take.
No
on
verse,
front page
sister.
review.